I'm sure you've heard the news. Trailvia channel is your go-to source for discovering the world's hidden gems. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated on our latest adventures. Our world is, quite rightly, celebrated for its monumental grandeur. The towering peaks, the vast oceans, the sprawling forests that stretch beyond the horizon. We marvel at structures that scrape the sky and natural wonders that dwarf our human scale. Yet there exists another realm, equally captivating, often overlooked, a world where human ingenuity and quirky charm are expressed not in colossal statements, but in exquisitely small declarations. These are the tiny wonders, the miniature landmarks that dot our globe, each with a story as rich and compelling as their larger counterparts. Join me, if you will, on a journey to explore these fascinating curiosities. We shall venture to places where the very definition of landmark is playfully challenged, where a few square feet can encapsulate centuries of history, profound artistic expression, or simply a delightful eccentricity. These are not mere novelties, they are testaments to creativity, to making the most of what little space one might have, and to the enduring human desire to leave a mark, no matter how small, upon the landscape of our shared experience. Prepare to recalibrate your sense of scale, for in the diminutive we often find the most delightful details. From the quayside of a historic Welsh town, to a hidden spot beneath a bustling American capital and across continents to literary havens and artistic tributes, we will uncover the unique appeal of these must-visit miniature marvels. Their stories are waiting, whispered on the winds that barely stir their tiny frames, ready to be discovered by those who know to look closely. Our first destination takes us to the historic walled town of Conwy in Wales, a place where ancient fortifications stand sentinel over the estuary. Here, nestled on the quayside at 10 Lower Gate Street, stands a structure that, despite its diminutive stature, commands attention. Painted a vibrant, almost defiant red, it is Great Britain's smallest house. Measuring a mere 72 inches across, 122 inches in height and just 120 inches deep, it is a testament to making the most of remarkably little. One can almost imagine the 16th century owner spying the narrowest of gaps between two rows of cottages and seeing not an unusable space, but an opportunity for a most compact yet surprisingly complete dwelling. Within its surprisingly cosy confines, there was once room for all the essentials of life: a single bed tucked neatly away, a fireplace to ward off the Welsh chill, and even a coal bunker to fuel its warmth. It seems almost inconceivable that such a tiny space could function as a home, yet it did, sheltering a succession of residents through the centuries. Its most famous, and indeed its last inhabitant, was a local fisherman named Robert Jones, a man of considerable stature himself, standing at an imposing 6 feet and 3 inches. His presence within the smalls, as it was affectionately known, must have been a sight to behold, a living paradox of scale. By the year 1900, officialdom declared the house unfit for human habitation, its tiny dimensions no longer meeting the standards of the day. But Robert Jones was not one to surrender his unique abode without a struggle. He embarked on a determined campaign, a heartfelt plea to save this architectural curiosity from demolition. His efforts, thankfully, were not in vain. The house was preserved, and in due course its unique status was officially recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. To this day, it remains in the ownership of Jones's descendants, now operating as a charming social history museum, allowing visitors a delightful glimpse into a life lived on a truly miniature scale. We journey now across the Atlantic to the heart of the United States capital, Washington, D.C. Here, amidst the grandeur of national monuments, lies a secret, a tiny counterpart to one of the city's most iconic structures. Tucked away from the casual observer, buried discreetly beneath a manhole cover not far from the towering Washington Monument, rests the Washington Mini-Monument. One might easily walk right over it, entirely unaware of the historical artifact beneath their feet. This carefully crafted replica is a staggering 44 times smaller than its famous sibling, a detail that underscores its unique purpose rather than diminishing its significance. This miniature obelisk, standing just 12.5 feet tall, played a crucial, if unsung, role during the protracted construction of the main Washington monument. In an age before advanced laser technology, surveyors relied on such benchmarks to meticulously monitor the structural integrity of the colossal undertaking. Any minute shift or settling in the foundation of the 555-foot giant, which upon its completion in 1888 briefly held the title of the world's tallest building, would have been detected by referencing this perfectly scaled-down counterpart. It was, in essence, a silent guardian, ensuring the stability of a national icon in the making. One might wonder why such an important, albeit small, piece of history is now hidden underground. The answer lies in the evolving landscape of the National Mall. The mini-monument originally stood at ground level, but as the area around the main monument was developed and the gentle hill we see today was formed a few years after the main monument's completion, landscapers made a pragmatic decision. Rather than relocate or risk damaging the replica, they encased it within a protective brick well and covered it over, preserving it for posterity. It remained largely forgotten by the public until 2019, when it was carefully revealed, offering a fascinating glimpse into the engineering marvels of a bygone era. Chapter 3. A Literary Nook, Canada's Tiniest Temple of Tomes. Our quest for miniature marvels now leads us north to the picturesque Prince Edward Island in Canada, specifically to the charming fishing village of Cardigan. Here, in a community where the rhythm of life is often dictated by the tides, stands a beacon for book lovers, albeit a remarkably small one, Canada's smallest library. Despite its diminutive footprint, this fully functional literary landmark has become a significant attraction, drawing a steady stream of curious tourists and avid readers alike, all eager to experience its unique charm and intimate atmosphere. The library was established through the passion and vision of a local resident, Mr. John MacDonald, who saw the potential for a communal literary space, no matter how compact. Measuring just 11.5 feet across, its modest exterior belies the treasure trove within. It's a marvel of spatial efficiency, a testament to how much can be achieved in a limited area. One might expect only a handful of books, but this tiny institution somehow manages to comfortably house an impressive collection of around 1,800 volumes, covering a diverse range of subjects and genres, ensuring there's something for nearly every literary taste. Visitors to this delightful little library can borrow books based on a wonderfully simple honor system, a reflection of the community's trust and spirit. For those wishing to offer more formal support, an annual membership is available for a mere $5 Canadian, a remarkably small price for access to such a wealth of stories. While it may not hold a certificate from the Guinness World Records, its significance is recognized by a similar organization, the World Record Academy, which proudly considers it the smallest library in the entire world. It stands as a powerful reminder that the love of reading and the sharing of knowledge can flourish in even the most bijou of settings. Chapter 4. The Prince of Pocket-Sized Philosophy, Moldova's Micro-Statue. If one has visited Copenhagen and found the famed Little Mermaid statue perhaps smaller than anticipated, then a journey to Chisinau, the capital of Moldova, requires an even greater recalibration of expectation. Here, nestled within the serene Valia Morilor Park, resides the Little Prince statue, a contender for one of the smallest public statues in the world. Standing at a mere 4.5 inches tall, it is an artistic whisper rather than a shout. The smallest such monument in the city, demanding a keen eye and a moment of quiet contemplation to truly appreciate its subtle charm. The statue depicts the beloved character created in the early 1940s by the French writer, poet, aristocrat, journalist and pioneering aviator Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. His allegorical novella, The Little Prince, has captivated readers for generations with its poignant exploration of life, love, loss, and human connection. In the story, a pilot, having crashed his plane in the vastness of the Sahara Desert, encounters the enigmatic Little Prince, a traveler from a distant asteroid who imparts profound wisdom, urging the pilot and indeed the reader to follow one's heart to discover life's true and often hidden meaning. The Moldovan artist Igor Udushlivi, deeply moved by Saint-Exupéry's timeless tale, found inspiration in an unexpected feature of Valea-Morilor Park. He observed the decorative iron balls that topped the fence surrounding the park's lake and noted their striking resemblance to the whimsical planets illustrated in the book. This serendipitous observation sparked the idea for his art installation. He carefully crafted the tiny figure of the Little Prince and placed him atop one of these spheres, transforming it into asteroid B612, the Prince's home. It is an artwork that is remarkably easy to miss if one is not specifically looking for it. Yet it offers a delightful and profound discovery for those who do, a tiny testament to grand ideas. Chapter 5. Sanctuaries in Miniature, America's Competing Chapels. Our final exploration takes us to the United States, where the pursuit of creating the smallest has even extended to places of worship, resulting in some truly remarkable and devoutly diminutive structures. In Townsend, Georgia, just off the busy thoroughfares of Interstate 95 and US Route 17 in McIntosh County, stands Memory Park Christ's Chapel, which proudly bills itself as the smallest church in America. A tiny sanctuary has occupied this very spot since 1949, originally commissioned by a local grocer named Agnes Harper, who envisioned a peaceful haven for prayer and reflection. The current building, however, is a more recent incarnation, lovingly reconstructed less than a decade ago thanks to dedicated community fundraising efforts following a devastating arson attack on the original structure. Measuring just 10 feet by 15 feet, this charming chapel, though small, possesses an undeniable spiritual grace. It boasts beautiful stained glass windows carefully imported from the United Kingdom, which cast ethereal colored light into its intimate interior. Regular non-denominational services are held here, and visiting worshippers are warmly welcomed at any time, its doors always open for a moment of quiet contemplation. However, Memory Park Christ Chapel is not without a friendly rival for its title. Further north in Oneida, a town nestled near Syracuse, New York, another tiny place of worship lays claim to similar distinction, the Cross Island Chapel. Built in 1989, this picturesque white clapboard building presents an even more startlingly compact vision of ecclesiastical architecture. It floats serenely on a wooden jetty in the middle of a tranquil pond, accessible only by a small walkway or by boat. Its dimensions are truly minuscule, measuring a mere 51 inches by 81 inches, which translates to just under 29 square feet of interior space. Consequently, it can comfortably seat only 2 people. Indeed, for a wedding held there in 1990, as reported by Time magazine, the chapel was only large enough to accommodate the happy couple and the minister officiating the ceremony, with any additional guests having to observe the proceedings from boats on the surrounding water. These tiny chapels, each unique, offer profound spiritual experiences in wonderfully condensed forms. And so our journey through the world of miniature landmarks draws to a close. We have seen that significance is not always measured in size, nor impact in immensity. From a tiny house that sheltered a towering fisherman to a minuscule monument that safeguarded a colossal one, and from libraries no bigger than a garden shed to chapels that could fit in a rowing boat. These structures, though small, possess an undeniable grandeur. They speak of human creativity, of resilience, of devotion, and of a delightful sense of humor. These tiny wonders are more than mere curiosities. They are concentrated expressions of culture, history, and art. They remind us that even in the smallest of spaces, great stories can unfold, and profound connections can be forged. They invite us to pause, to look closer, to appreciate the intricate details that often escape our notice in a world that so often celebrates the overwhelmingly large. The dedication involved in their creation and preservation is, in itself, a testament to their value. Perhaps the enduring allure of these miniature marvels lies in their ability to spark our imagination, to transport us to a world where the familiar is charmingly condensed. They stand as quiet affirmations that beauty and significance can be found in the most unexpected of scales. The world is vast, yes, but it is also filled with these exquisite tiny treasures, each waiting to share its unique story with those who take the time to discover them. The universe, after all, is found not only in the sweep of galaxies, but also in a single, perfectly formed grain of sand. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Trailvia channel for more fascinating explorations.